And we just cannot seem to break out from the low, like $60,000, mid 50,000 range in relation to Bitcoin. And whilst we do take a look at the market right now, I'm recording this a little bit in advance of time, but Bitcoin's sitting at around roughly $61,000,000. It did hit quite low earlier the day past. I hit approximately like roughly nearly 60,000. I recognize in a few exchanges it did lose 60,000 for a touch bit, but this did cause a number of the marketplace to promote off. Now, one element that I warned you guys about when it comes to even XRP is that you understand put together for a promote off. When we examine XRP proper now, sub 60 cents over again, after hitting a pleasing little excessive of 66 cents men, this is why I say not to accept as true with the fee motion at the weekend. Yes, open hobby becomes surging. It surged beyond $1 billion. Amid growing enthusiasm for Ripple's upcoming ROUSD stablecoin launch, currently in personal beta checking out on both XRP Ledger and the Ethereum blockchain. Now, I did put up this the other day. This changed into on the 28th. Just for reference, right? This turned into the 28th. We have been beginning to have a nice little move inside the marketplace. I stated one factor to examine in this space is to by no means trust weekend charge action. And that is especially authentic for XRP. We are currently trading in an inverse truthful value gap area, which is generally bearish, which we might usually see a rejection from key targets on the swing low, is set 54 to 55.5 cents. That is the fair fee gap. It's clearly technically bullish. From there, we'd maximum probably see a large soar from there. I additionally count on us to break over 65 cents for continuation to 75 cents because I do believe that this may be the key word. Be the ultimate foremost dip on this market earlier than we start to sincerely see October. But that is the chart that I did define, that we did move a bit better right, hit approximately more or less, you understand, 66 cents. However, this is why I have that line up there that is casting off the liquidity. We clearly wicked slightly above this 66.5 cents. But that changed into taking away the entire liquidity with going lower back to the end of July. But that is the general chart that I did have outlined. I did name this within the Discord in case you men need to sign up for the Discord. You men can see me calling this in real time. I said, you know, we can most possibly sell off from this rally. Everyone turned into getting too bullish. Every person became a waiting. You understand XRP to surge to 75 cents to a greenback, and it changed into simply too early to name that if we genuinely have a look at XRP proper now, the shape continues to be very bullish. We are still in a pleasing upward fee motion. We have this quality low down here, a higher low, a better low, and it truly is why I'm looking for this kind of like 56 cent area. We do not ought to move down to like 55.5 cents or something like that. I wouldn't doubt that we in all likelihood wick all the way down to those ranges, but that is where I do assume our next low to, in reality, sort of form on XRP. And it's where I do assume us to have a pleasing little wick to the upside, but certainly awareness on deep wicks for getting. I constantly like to say, place a purchase order in. If it hits, it hits, it hits. If it would not, you are not out any money. I, in my opinion, am seeking out approximately kind of 53 cents. 53.5 cents might do, however, that might be a pleasing deep wick. It might be a major liquidity wick as properly going all the way again here to July 19th. So let's examine what happens with regards to XRP. Now, one element that I do want to cope with is Bitcoin. Let's go all the manner return to kind of January 10th, right? Why am I going all of the way lower back to January 10th, January 10th, January 10th, January 11th? Because that is when the ETF were given accredited for Bitcoin. All right, and we had a pleasant swing in the marketplace, and then from there it turned into essentially up simplest for some time, all the manner into March while we did pinnacle out. So from more or less, you know, the center to the end of January, reason it became like around January 23rd, from January 23rd all of the way to about roughly March 13th, March 14th, it changed into up best for Bitcoin. Now, I say this because we simply were given a large announcement. And first, I need to start out with this video clip from Brad Garlinghouse lower back in February of this year, wherein he says that he might really welcome an XRP ETF. Check this out. So you would welcome an XRP ETF. We would sincerely welcome it, and I assume it is inevitable that there'll be more than one ETFs around different tokens. I think you'll even see ETFs, potentially round baskets, that also, I think, further diversify the hazard. Given there may be so much exhilaration around the ETF dynamic right here, are you in talks with the biggest issuers, particularly BlackRock, to get this finished? Well, I'm now not going to comment on that. I recognize BlackRock has said a few things publicly. You know, we suppose it makes experience for the XRP community usual. You understand Ripple glaringly is a completely crucial stakeholder within the XRP surroundings, but we are now not the most effective participant. And like we've got visible, I mean, earlier than the SEC lawsuit, XRP changed into the second maximum treasured digital asset. I assume because of the headwinds of that lawsuit, you realize we've now visible that in large part impede. But the long-time view on these items is about, you know, the way you create application and really resolve real international troubles with those exceptional virtual belongings. Bitcoin is doing that thoroughly as a store of fee. XRP and its dynamics around being very fast, very efficient, and occasional price on a in line with transaction basis makes it perfect for payments. And it truly is wherein Ripple in reality is leaned into as an agency. So yeah, he says that he would genuinely welcome it. Now, you require to consider that this is after you recognize Brad Garlinghouse stated at Davos that he wouldn't be able to talk about it. He also said across the identical specific time that they were not without a doubt exploring that. But what is humorous approximately this is if we cross-returned in time to around January as well, remember that Larry Fink stated that he couldn't communicate approximately an XRP ETF, which tells us what's up, guess what? Guess what? One is maximum probable on its way. And we simply were given this statement over right here. Bitwise positioning to file for an XRP ETF is exceedingly noteworthy in my view. Guys, the component to cognizance on here is that it's going to begin with the small men like Bitwise filing for a niche ETF. Once we see the whales, we're talking approximately BlackRock, Fidelity, those massive gamers jumping in and submitting for an ETF. It's executed, it's a carried out deal, it's going to get accredited, and we'll have an XRP ETF. The one thing that I want to stress here is that Wall Street is going to return for XRP. They are going to get their claws deep in on XRP. And the motive why I say this is allows go back to Bitcoin. Okay, like I said, an ETF is brilliant for price action. It's outstanding for, you realize, hype, bringing in lots of eyes, things like that. For instance, Bitcoin did hit approximately kind of 49K just off of the you understand assertion. Then it sold off to about roughly 38.5K. And from there, Bitcoin, we're speaking approximately Bitcoin, the most important asset in crypto, surged a total of approximately 91.25%. Guys, 91.25% for Bitcoin could be very huge, going from roughly, you realize, 38K all the way up right here to approximately 74, almost K proper. So if we're considering this K Bitcoin at 30, a few $1,000 having a large surge through ETFs. Obviously, you had the hype hypothesis, such things as that. But the primary factor here became those inflows. If we cross over right here to the Pinnacle 13 Bitcoin holders, K, I've mentioned this so normally, but if we have a look at the actual Wall Avenue Manager Bitcoin, it's FAR 8.3%. Okay, you have Robinhood, you've got MicroStrategy, Grayscale, Fidelity, BlackRock. If we are simply focusing on the ETF players here, extra so BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale, you continue to have a completely extensive percentage of Bitcoin held. It's like a touch over more or less like 5-6%. So if we're in reality thinking about this, right, we're speaking approximately the #1 crypto mission on this space, one of the most expensive ones too. Now just imagine how a great deal of XRP will get eaten up by means of Wall Street. If we see those ETFs get permitted, you're speaking about a sub $1 asset buying and selling at nearly 60 cents.
Yeah.
I think that a very full-size percentage of XRP is going to be eaten up by Wall Street. I definitely do consider so, because if this is how plenty Bitcoin got eaten up by way of Wall Avenue in a very short quantity of time, we're speaking approximately kind of 9 months. BlackRock themselves holding 2.3% of the deliver in 9 months. That's why the ETF, for my part, could be very good size. Now, I also need to play this video right here, and that is surely from Good Morning Crypto or Thinking Crypto 1. This is with Tony Edward, and we've got Justin. Bitwise document.